Welcome to a new video, guys. Here we have a finance question, so let's give it a shot. Raul and Rosie want to buy a new house, okay, and they need a loan of 170,000 Australian dollars from a bank. The loan is for 30 years and the annual interest rate is 3.8% compounded monthly. They will pay the loan in fixed monthly installments at the end of each month. Question A, find the amount that they will pay the bank each month. Okay, I'm letting you know straight ahead, finance questions are best to solve with the finance solver. So you go to your finance solver on your GDC and we're gonna substitute certain values. We have N, we have I, we have present value, future value, we have the payment, and then we have CPY, and we have the PPY. Okay, so here's what we have. N stays for the number of periods relevant to the question. In this case, we have a 30-year loan. Now, you guys have to understand a little bit the logic. A 30-year loan, what does that mean? That means you get money first. You get money, so that's a positive cash flow. You receive money, right? That's a positive to you. But you start paying off the loan. You gotta pay off the loan. So then every month you are paying the loan. So that's a cash outflow. Cash inflow when you receive the loan, then cash outflow every month when you start paying it back. So 30 years of 12 months are 360 periods. One period here is the period of payment, the reference unit of time of payment. In this case, it's a month. So for 30 years, you have 360 such months. Hope that makes sense. The interest rate is 3.8%, so you write that. The present value, what do you receive in the present from the loan? 170K, so you write that, $170,000. Future value, how much do you need to have by the end of paying the loan? Well, you are going to pay all the amount, so in the future you should have nothing left to pay. You will have $0 left to pay by the end of this loan, so the future value is going to be 0. The PMT is, you have to find it out, that's a question mark, and then the CPY and the PPY. The compounding periods per year and the payment periods per year. The compounding periods are 12 because you are compounding monthly. So the interest compounds 12 times a year. And because you are paying monthly, the payment periods relevant per year are also 12. With that being said, you work with your calculator, and when you get to the PMT, you go and you click on it and it's going to give you the answer. And the answer should be minus 792. Which is this how much it takes for you to pay per month so that you pay back the loan in 30 years, including the interest that you owe the bank. Hope this was clear. That's question A. Let's continue. We have question B. Question B says, find the amount Raul and Rosie will owe the bank at the end of the first 10 years. All right, we're gonna do something very similar again. For question B, you will still have to use the finance solver one more time, so you will have the same thingies, but now you have to have something slightly different, and I'll tell you what. So you have to consider 10 years as a time frame, right? So after 10 years, how much you owe the bank. First of all, I want you guys to understand, when you solve finance questions, you need to anticipate. When you solve finance questions, you need to think of what you're expected to answer. Which one of these is your answer? The future value, all right? How much do you owe the bank in the future? That's literally what it means. I hope you're making sense of this explanation. Then 10 years have to go by. That's 120 months, remember? Because the month is the unit of time relevant to the question. The interest is still 3.8%. The present value is still the money that you got from the bank, 170K. The payment, well, you know the payment. The payment is 792 every single month for the next 30 years. So minus 792. And then these ones are still 12 compounding periods per year, 12 payments per year. You do all that and you go to your calculator for the future value, you click on it, and it's gonna give you the answer. The answer is 133,019.94 Australian dollars. That's the answer for part B, I. This was the first part of B. So after 10 years, this is how much money you're still owing to the bank. Let's have a look at part B, II. So the second part. Using your answers to part A and part BI, calculate how much interest they will have paid in total during the first 10 years. Start doing some calculations for BII. When it comes to the interest payment, you have to understand what's going to be the interest payment. You have to have a bit of a sketch, a bit of an imagination of what to expect. You will look at the difference between the money paid, the actual money paid, minus the value of the loan at that point. So how much of the loan you were supposed to pay, and if there's a difference, which there should be, that difference is the interest payment. So loan paid off, loan paid off. Let's see. You paid for 10 years, that's 10 years times 12 months, that's 120, times the monthly payment of 792, I'm gonna put it 0.13, which was the exact value with the cents from the calculator, which would be roughly $95,055.60. This is how much you actually paid in 10 years. Now remember that the loan had a value of $170,000, and then minus 133,019.94, this was the money that you owed the bank, I still had to pay. If I subtract from the value of the loan, how much did I actually pay? How much of the loan did I actually pay off? The difference between this, of course, because between the principal value of the loan, which is 170,000, and I want to see how much I have left to pay, $133.19, okay? So I'm going to take the difference between the principal amount of $170,000 minus, so I'm going to take the principal amount of $170,000 and subtract the $133.19.94 that I still owe the bank. If I subtract what I owe the bank, the remainder is going to be obviously the amount that I paid off for the loan. So out of this principal, a part of it was paid off. You guys probably know, or at least should know, that when it comes to banks and loan payments, you always pay partly the principal, partly the interest. So every single amount that you pay per month includes a component from each of these elements, all right? I hope this makes sense. And then you have 36,980.06. This is the amount that was paid off from the loan. This is paid off from the loan. Loan paid off in that amount. And remember the formula above? If I paid more than whatever I had to pay from my loan, obviously the extra money comes from the interest. That's the only source of money on top of the principal. So I'm putting these things together, I'm doing my final calculation and finishing the question. I will have this thingy, remember the money that I actually paid, 95,055.60 minus, this is how much I actually paid off, 36,980.06. The difference will give me the actual interest payments throughout that period that I have paid. Going to be 58,075.54. That's the final answer, and that concludes the question. I admit it probably wasn't the easiest to follow because finance can be a bit confusing, but I do hope this will be useful for you to go back and forth and check whatever you still feel like checking. Alright, hope this all makes sense. We're done. If you like the video, please make sure to like the video. If you follow the IB AI standard level course, make sure to subscribe. There's gonna be a lot of content from absolutely everything about this course, and it's gonna make your IB life so much easier. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.